So many of us have been taught to work harder, try harder, and push ourselves further in order to receive the things we desire. We've grown up believing that if we just do more, please more, give more, or pray harder, then maybe, just maybe, something good will come our way. And when it doesn't arrive on time or doesn't come the way we imagined, we begin to feel as if the universe is ignoring us, or worse, punishing us. The heart feels tired, the mind grows heavy, we feel small and unheard, and in this place, it's easy to begin begging, not with words alone, but with our energy, our actions, and even our thoughts. That quiet, trembling voice within begins to whisper, "Please, just let me have this one thing. I'll do anything." But I want to tell you today, gently and lovingly, that the universe does not respond to begging. It responds to belief. You are not here to chase abundance down like a runaway train. You are not meant to exhaust yourself trying to prove you are worthy. Abundance, true abundance, begins the moment you stop chasing and start trusting. When you rest in the deep, knowing that you are already enough, you begin to shift your energy. You stop knocking on doors that were never yours to open. You begin to turn inward and realize that everything you thought you needed to earn was already seated inside of you, waiting for your attention. When you beg, your energy says, "I don't believe I have it." It says, "I'm separate from what I want." It carries a message of fear, of lack, of unworthiness. But when you trust, your energy changes. It speaks of peace, of confidence, of openness. Instead of grasping, you begin receiving. Instead of searching, you begin noticing. And this is where the shift begins, not outside of you, but deep within your heart and mind. I know how it feels to want something so badly it hurts, to lie awake at night wondering when the struggle will end, to feel like the dream is slipping further away no matter how tightly you hold on. But you are not alone in that feeling, and you are not broken because of it. These feelings are simply signs that you've been living too far outside of yourself. They are nudges from your inner self asking to come home, asking to be loved, not judged, asking for rest, not more striving. In this very moment, you are safe, you are supported. You don't need to run any faster or prove yourself any harder. You don't need to convince life to bless you. Life already wants to. The blessings you've been chasing are not withheld from you. They're simply waiting for your energy to soften enough to receive them. You see, when a flower blooms, it doesn't shout to the sky or plead with the sun. It opens gently. It knows that light will find it. It trusts that everything it needs is already flowing toward it. You are that flower. You were never meant to beg for the sun. You were meant to bloom slowly and sweetly, trusting that you are always held by something greater. When you let go of that desperate chase, when you stop begging the universe and instead whisper, "I am ready to receive," everything begins to change. You release the grip. You allow life to meet you with grace. And what a beautiful thing it is to be met by grace rather than driven by fear. Let's talk about the energy that lives behind your desires. So often when we feel we don't have enough, money, love, health, time, we slip into a space of grasping. We try to force things to happen. We overthink, overgive, overworry. And all of this is fueled by one quiet belief, that we are lacking something essential. But what if that belief isn't true? What if the energy of desperation is what's blocking the very thing you've been praying for? Desperation is like a clenched fist. It's tight, anxious, always bracing. And when your hands are clenched, they cannot receive. The same is true for your heart. When your heart is caught in fear, fear of missing out, fear of not being enough, fear of being forgotten, it becomes guarded. And when it's guarded, it's hard to hear the gentle whispers of guidance and abundance that are always flowing toward you. Trust, on the other hand, is like an open palm. It's soft, It's patient. It doesn't panic. It waits with quiet confidence. It knows that what is meant for you cannot miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. Trust allows you to rest in the in-between. It helps you breathe when you don't yet see the answer. It helps you listen rather than scream. And most importantly, it welcomes miracles with a wide and willing heart. You don't need to chase abundance. Abundance responds to the feeling of already being whole. It responds to gratitude, peace, openness. It moves easily toward you when you no longer feel the need to demand or plead. Think of how different it feels to say, "Please, I need this or I'll fall apart," versus, "Thank you, I know it is already unfolding for me." One comes from fear, the other from trust. One blocks the flow, the other invites it in. You are not meant to hold on to the world so tightly. You are meant to let it flow through you like a gentle breeze. The tighter you hold, the more tired you become. But the moment you trust, even a little, things begin to open. Life becomes softer. The answers become clearer. The path becomes lighter. And you begin to realize that the abundance you were begging for was never outside of you. It was always waiting in the stillness, in the space between thoughts, in the quiet confidence that says, "I am already enough." You are not empty. You were never empty. You are already whole, even if you don't feel like it yet. There is nothing missing in you, nothing broken. You are not a half looking for your other half. You are not a hole waiting to be filled. You are a full, radiant being, and the more you connect to that truth, the more life rises up to meet you. Abundance is not a prize that's given only to the lucky few. It's not reserved for the ones who seem to have it all together. It's not something you must perform for, sacrifice for, or beg for. It is a natural reflection of your inner harmony. When you believe in your worth, you begin to see that worth reflected all around you. You may have been taught that you need to earn love, prove yourself, or always be productive to be valuable. But your value is not tied to what you do. Your worth is not up for debate. It simply is. You don't have to fix yourself to be loved. You don't have to be perfect to be supported. You don't have to reach a certain goal to be abundant. You just have to come home to the truth of who you are. You are life itself, a spark of the divine. You carry the same energy that turns seeds into forests and stars into galaxies. That energy does not beg. It expands, it grows, it trusts, and so can you. If you feel the need to beg for abundance, pause. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe deeply. Feel your chest rise and fall. This is abundance. This breath, this moment, this beingness, it is already here. You are already receiving, even now. You don't have to fight for it. You just have to notice it. There is no race, no finish line. You don't have to figure it all out right now. You don't have to convince life to be good to you. It already is. Let go of the need to rush. Release the idea that you are behind. Sink into the truth that you are already on the path. And the moment you stop begging, the moment you rest in your enoughness, the doors of abundance begin to open. Not because you finally said the right words, but because you finally remembered who you are. There comes a gentle moment when the heart is simply tired of striving. It no longer wants to convince, to push, to plead. It only wants to be still and remembered. And in that stillness, something sacred begins to unfold. A quiet readiness to receive without needing to earn. This is the shift from begging to openness, from fear to faith, from trying to make it happen to allowing it to come. Receiving is not about waiting passively or doing nothing at all. It is about becoming so rooted in your worth that you no longer feel the need to chase what is already yours. When you beg, you are saying to the universe, "I am not enough yet." When you receive, you whisper, "I know I am ready." Can you feel the difference in those two energies? One is tight, strained and grasping. The other is soft, grounded, and magnetic. Many times we block abundance not because we aren't good enough, but because deep inside we don't believe we are allowed to receive. There's an old wound that says, I must prove myself first, or I'll receive once I've earned it. But love doesn't work that way, neither does abundance. The energy of receiving is available when we stop fighting our own worthiness, when we stop making ourselves jump through hoops of perfection and punishment. To begin this shift, speak softly to yourself. When your thoughts start spiraling into doubt or fear, pause and say, I am open to receive. I am ready to be supported. I allow myself to welcome the good that is flowing to me now. Let those words settle into your body. Let them be like a warm blanket wrapping around your nervous system. There is no need to pretend you feel confident when you don't. You can still receive with shaky hands. You can still welcome blessings with a trembling heart. What matters is not how strong you feel, it's how willing you are to say yes. Yes to the next kind thought. Yes to the small nudge. Yes to the moment of grace. Each yes opens a little more space for life to meet you. A beautiful practice you can begin is to sit quietly each day, even for just a few minutes, and place one hand over your heart and the other on your belly. With each breath, say gently, I am safe, I am loved, I am open to receive. You don't need to believe it perfectly, you just need to say it kindly. Over time, the body begins to relax, the mind begins to soften, and in that softening, you create room for miracles to find you. Picture a river that flows easily around rocks and bends. It doesn't beg the mountain to move. It flows around it, knowing it will still find the ocean. That's what happens when you stop begging and start trusting. You begin to flow. You begin to rest. And in your resting, you begin to receive in ways that don't require struggle. The body speaks the truth of our thoughts even before we do. When the mind is filled with fear, the shoulders tighten, the jaw clenches, the breath becomes shallow. The body begins to echo the belief that something is wrong, that we are unsafe, that life is withholding what we need. But the moment we begin to trust, to soften our thoughts, to speak to ourselves with kindness, the body follows. It relaxes, it unwinds, it begins to feel safe again. When you live in a state of constant worry, your body absorbs that energy. You may notice a tightness in your chest, a heaviness in your stomach, or a restlessness that doesn't seem to go away. These are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are gentle messengers trying to get your attention. They are saying, please slow down. Please speak more kindly. Please choose softer thoughts. One way to begin this healing is to practice breathing deeply with awareness. It seems simple, but it is powerful. Take a moment right now to close your eyes. Inhale slowly through your nose, letting your belly expand. Exhale gently through your mouth, releasing tension. Do this a few times, and as you do, tell your body, it's safe to let go. I am not in danger. I am supported. When your nervous system begins to calm, your thoughts shift. And when your thoughts shift, your energy becomes more open. That openness is what abundance responds to. The universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to be available. It needs you to be present in your own body, to trust your own heart, to believe that you are worthy of ease. You can also gently scan your body during the day and notice where you are holding tightness. Is your forehead tense? Are your shoulders rising up toward your ears? Are you holding your breath without realizing it? These are invitations to pause, to soften, and to reconnect with your inner peace. Speak to your body as you would to a frightened child. You are safe now. It's okay to relax. You don't need to brace for impact anymore. The more you practice this, the more your body becomes a vessel for receiving rather than a shield of protection. Let your body become your guide, not your enemy. Let it show you where you are still holding on to old stories of fear, and then love those places back into peace. When your body feels safe, your heart can open. And when your heart is open, you are naturally aligned with the flow of abundance. We often spend so much time asking, how? How will it come? How will I get there? How will I know? But the real transformation happens when we move from how to thank you. When we stop trying to control every detail and instead rest in the energy of gratitude, we step into alignment with life's flow. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can carry. It says to the universe, I trust you. Even if I don't see it yet, I know something good is coming. It creates a feeling of enoughness right where you are. And from that place of enough, more begins to arrive. Try this simple practice. Each morning, before your feet touch the ground, place your hands on your heart and say, thank you for this day. Thank you for all that is on its way to me. I welcome it with joy and ease. This shifts your energy before you even begin your day. It places you in the position of a joyful receiver rather than a fearful seeker. Another gentle practice is journaling 3 things you're grateful for each evening. They don't need to be big. It could be the way the light came through your window, the comfort of your favorite tea, the moment of stillness you gave yourself. Gratitude doesn't require grand gestures. It only asks you to notice. If you feel resistance to this practice, if it feels hard to find things to be thankful for, that's okay. Start with the breath. Start with your heartbeat. Start with the fact that you are here, right now, listening to something that is calling you home to yourself. You can also bring gratitude into your mirror work. Look gently into your own eyes and say, I am thankful for this body, this life, this moment. I am open to receive. It may feel strange at first. It may bring up emotions. Let that be okay. Let yourself feel, because feelings are the bridge back to your truth. The energy of thank you tells life that you are ready, ready to see the beauty that already exists, ready to feel the support that's already here, ready to walk with trust instead of tension. When you live in the vibration of gratitude, you stop asking for things from a place of fear and start receiving from a place of fullness. You don't need to know every step. You don't need to have every answer. Your job is to stay open, to stay soft, to stay thankful. Life will meet you there, always, because gratitude is not only the key, it is the door, the path, and the light all in one. When you say thank you, even without seeing the outcome, you create space for abundance to enter. And it will. It always does. So many are taught to give until there's nothing left, to be agreeable in every situation, to mold themselves around the expectations of others, just to feel loved, accepted, or safe. But this way of being, though often praised in the world, quietly chips away at your truth. And when you are constantly adjusting yourself to please others or avoid rejection, you're no longer living from the fullness of who you are. You begin to live from a place of fear, and that fear whispers that abundance must be earned through sacrifice. But the truth is, abundance flows where you are honored, not diminished. It blooms in spaces where you are respected, not drained. And one of the most powerful acts of alignment is gently saying no to what dims your light and yes to what makes you feel whole. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about letting your soul breathe. When you begin to stop asking the world, am I enough? And instead start affirming to yourself, I am enough, your energy shifts. You no longer seek validation like a thirsty traveler. You become the well. You become the source of your own affirmation, And from that deep inner confidence, your life begins to reshape itself. There is nothing selfish about protecting your peace. You are not wrong for choosing joy over obligation. The universe responds not to how much you do for others, but how deeply you honor your truth. And when you start creating even the smallest space for your real self to exist, unapologetically and fully, the blessings that match that truth begin to appear. Abundance is not about having more things, it's about feeling more whole. And when you say yes to your joy, your rest, your intuition, you are saying yes to abundance in its purest form. It's easy to think abundance is something we will finally have once everything is fixed, once we've become someone better, once we've arrived somewhere far from where we are. But that idea keeps us in waiting, always postponing peace, always deferring joy. True abundance is not a destination, it's a state of presence. It's in the warm cup of tea you hold with both hands. It's in the laughter that bubbles up unexpectedly. It's in the quiet breath at the end of the day when you realize you made it through. Abundance lives in the now. It does not hide in some far-off goal. It is not the reward at the end of struggle. It is the gift that unfolds when you become fully available to the richness of this moment. The more you notice how much you already have, the more you begin to feel a natural sense of support. This feeling is what opens the door to more, not because you forced it, but because you matched the vibration of what you desired. Life is not withholding anything from you. It is always responding to the quality of your attention. When your attention is focused on lack, you feed lack. When your attention is focused on what is working, you expand your field of receiving. Start a practice today if you feel called. Let it be gentle. Each morning or evening, speak aloud 5 things that made you feel rich inside. Not money rich, but soul rich. Perhaps it was the way the sun warmed your face. Perhaps it was the kindness of a stranger. Perhaps it was the way your breath slowed after a long day. These moments are the currency of abundance. When you cherish them, you become someone who lives in wealth, no matter what's in the bank. And you will begin to see that abundance isn't about acquiring more, it's about appreciating deeper. When you live from this space, what you once thought you needed to chase will begin to chase you. Opportunities, clarity, comfort, they find their way to the heart that is already full. Affirmations are not magic spells. They are gentle reminders. They are invitations to remember the truth that's already within you. When you speak them with softness and openness, they begin to shape your inner world, which then shapes your outer one. Let these words be your companions. Whisper them, write them, say them with love. I no longer chase. I attract what belongs to me. I am safe to receive. I am worthy of all that flows to me. Abundance lives within me. I see it. I feel it. I trust it. I am no longer available for lack. I align with ease, joy, and peace. My worth is not up for debate. I am enough, always. Use these affirmations when your mind is racing, when fear creeps in, when doubt tries to take root. Repeat them like a melody that soothes your spirit. Over time, they begin to weave themselves into the fabric of your thoughts, and from there, they begin to transform your reality. You don't need to say them with force, just say them with sincerity. Even if a part of you still questions them, let the part of you that hopes speak them anyway. The universe hears you. Your cells hear you. Your heart hears you. Let the repetition be an act of devotion, not desperation. You are not chanting to earn abundance. You are affirming to remember that it was always within reach. So now take a breath, a deep one. Let it fill your belly. Let it soften your shoulders. Let it bring you home. You are here. and here is enough. There is no great secret to abundance. It is not locked away. It is not something you must beg for or prove yourself worthy of. It is something you allow, something you welcome, something you remember. And the remembering happens slowly, gently, and with love. Each moment you choose trust over fear, you remember. Each time you soften your body and speak kindly to yourself, you remember. Each time you notice the good around you and say thank you, you remember. You were never meant to beg for the things that are yours by divine right. You were meant to embody them, to become the version of yourself that no longer questions whether she is enough, but simply lives as if she is, because she is. There is nothing more to earn, no more hoops to jump through, no more worthiness tests to pass. You are already whole. You are already connected to the infinite stream of support that flows through all things. You don't need to reach for it. Just sit in your own presence and feel it. It is there, in the stillness, in the peace, in the quiet decision to stop proving and start receiving. So let today be the day you stop asking the world to tell you that you are enough. Let it be the day you decide to believe it, even just a little. Let it be the day you choose rest over striving, trust over control, love over fear. And as you do, may your life blossom in ways you never imagined. May the things you stopped begging for find their way to you with ease. Not because you chased them, but because you aligned with the truth of who you are. You are already the abundance you seek. You are already the answer to your own longing. Let it in, let it rise, let it flow, and so it is.